gave her a mic? Podcast. Who gave her a mic? Podcast. Who gave her a mic? Podcast. From reality to spilling the tea. Seriously, who gave her a mic?
The STD comments. Listen, she said that, and I wanted to Google so bad, and I was like, someone's gonna get my phone and be like, did Christopher Columbus have sex with a manatee?
I was just like, but how? Like, I don't understand how that's even first, like, to hold an animal, like,
and how it's like she says it's because men couldn't keep it in and started having relations with animals, but should they have like examples of people with specific animals? And I was like, I don't know how that, and I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know, like the cow, they were doing cows and stuff, and I'm like, now you're just blaming it on the dudes, like.
Yeah. But yeah, that was
the man's wild. Fault. It's all the men's fault that the STDs are a real thing.
You have to wonder though, like they're sitting there all day. I know they can't have like books, they can't have anything. They're sitting there, and then conversations.
That is true. That is true. But at some point, I don't know. Sometimes it's just kind of like, whoa, like there's no comment.
Where'd you come up with that? Yeah.
Like, where was that out of? Like, at some point, you think, I mean, we both read a lot, and I'm just like, that's I don't even know where you would have gotten that from. And Christopher Columbus, of all people, is just like, it was random.
Yes,
okay, I want to say, I have mixed feelings about Ace.
Oh, yeah. So do you want to start, like, go back to episode 7 and start there?
We can start from episode 7. I'm totally fine with that.
Okay, because I have notes. I split it up by couple, sort of.
That works. That works. Well,
they had just coupled up, but I don't know if I want to call them a couple anymore after this week.
Yeah, I think that's pretty given.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty given.
Let's dive into that. So he says, what's weird to me is he couples up with Amaya, which was a shock. I thought he'd pick Shelly, like hands down.
I completely thought that too. I was confused.
Even Austin said the same thing. He was like, you had a chance to pick Shelly and you picked Amaya.
Yeah.
But then he pulls Amaya to the side and he's like, I'm a slow burner and I don't want you to touch me. Don't call me babe. And I still want to be open. I still want to explore my other connections, which I thought, I understand where he's coming from, but I felt like it was very soon after a recoupling to pull her aside and be like, I want to be open. I don't want you to touch me.
Yeah, that was a little much. I didn't realize everybody knew that he didn't like to be touched. Like, physical touch is fine, whatever. But I didn't realize, especially, and then after this past night's episode when he was talking to Huda, and she's like, I know you don't like to be touched. And I'm like, that's probably a conversation you should have when you're on like a date with her or something. Like, hey, I don't like to be touched that much. Like, it shouldn't have been just right then and there after they recoupled. This is probably something that he should have mentioned previously. So then it didn't seem so weird.
Huda was doing the same thing, like just briefly touching his shoulder, like not anything like, or his arm or whatever.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and I get the babe comment. That's fine. I think babe or baby too soon is a red flag for sure. But I just didn't understand, why did you pick her then? Like, or why wasn't there a conversation had like, hey, I'm thinking about picking you, but like I still want to be open to like other people. There was no conversation. He made her feel special and then he kind of ripped it away.
Yeah. That's why she was like, she said he's giving player vibes because she went from cloud 9 and then all of a sudden she said, I went from being on cloud 9 to questioning shit. And he's like, oh, you're questioning shit. And it's like, because she was so excited that you picked her. And then
she was.
And then all of a sudden he's like, it's not even so much that like, I'm new with this. I'm curious about this, like, or go slow with me. It was just like, I want to explore the connections. And then I don't know.
That was a bad time to say that. Like, he could have just waited till the morning and had a conversation with her at that
Yeah.
point, and I think that would have been a lot better. But to literally pull her aside right after they coupled up and was like, yeah, so I just want to let, like, I picked you, but like I didn't like pick you. That was what it was kind of like
Yeah.
giving, and I was like,
And
that was
I was like,
weird.
if you felt that way, why didn't you pick Shelly? And that's what's confusing to me because he didn't pick Shelly. So I was like, okay, maybe because Shelly just seems kind of turned off to him for a little while.
Yeah.
She was really in Austin. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something I'm missing. They're not vibing, whatever. But then at night, that night when they're going to bed, he goes up and gives Shelly a hug. And then that's when Amaya's like, are you going to hug me?
Yeah.
And he's like, respectfully, no. I was like,
I
that's
mean,
so mean.
he said respectfully, but I keep forgetting that Shelly and Ace have a past. So like
Yeah.
they were together, not on the show. And I think that doesn't get said enough. I think that's, yeah, well, I think they were hooking up for like a month, I think she said.
Really? I
But
missed that.
yeah, I think she said that they were like, for at least a minute, and they were also talking. So I feel like they have a little bit more of a relationship than the rest of the villain. I think that gets kind of underplayed because everyone's so focused on the coupling, but I think that's why they keep getting pulled to each other. But for some reason, I don't know if it's Ace, and he does give off a little bit of player vibes, or like he kind of wants to date everybody type of situation. And then that is a turnoff. I can see why, why Shelly's turning more to Austin, because she's like, he's for her only. So, but I don't know. The hug was weird, and then not hugging the other girl, that was like a slap in.
It's just this respectfully no. I don't know.
Just hug the girl, Ace. What's wrong?
I just don't know how to read him because it's like they're only a week in to this, thing.
Yeah, 8 days.
Like, I understand where he's like, I'm not feeling connected or like stuck to one person yet. Like, because he's like big time hating on Jeremiah and Huda. He's just like, he doesn't understand. He thinks it's baloney. He's like, why are you guys so attached? He just doesn't get that. So like, I wonder how he is on the out, if he is a one woman guy, if he's not, and that's just it's such a weird situation to be in Love Island where you're trying to meet all these people, but also people are starting to couple off. I don't know. I feel like
the premise of the show is Love Island. I mean, I get that it's 8 days, and I think both Jeremiah and Hood are doing too much, in my opinion. Like, they're so like,
don't tell that to Amaya.
Oh yeah, I would.
Trying too hard. Don't tell her that.
Honestly, with that pie game, I felt so bad. I was like, like Ace is getting pummeled too. Like, all you guys got problems. Like, you two are obviously the issue. This is why you can't be together.
So yeah, those are my thoughts for Ace.
I also think they're too I don't want to say the word aggressive because that's not a right word. They're both really fiery when they talk. Like that conversation that they had on the pier or whatever. Like she was not letting him talk at all, and that can get really frustrating. I completely understand that. Like, he was just like, I'm not even listening to you because your hands are in my face and all that stuff. And I talk with my hands. Yeah, it's just like, you can't, if somebody came to you and was like, okay, you talk, then I'm going to talk, and then we can like figure everything out. But you didn't do that. You weren't even trying to do that because you're so emotional over what this man did to you that you can't even be logical for a second and just hear him out and then let him hear you and then have a conversation from there. That's why I just don't, they're too fiery together. It just doesn't work.
It seems like she's like trying really hard to get her point across and he's not hearing it or nobody's hearing it and she's getting frustrated. So she's just like, I'm out.
I'm done.
It's like, I see both sides of the coin. I understand where she's coming from, but I also am like, I understand where he's coming from. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
It'll be interesting to see how that one progresses because there's bombshells on Thursday, so that's going to be really interesting.
But we don't know if it's male and female bombshell or male, female, one, two. I mean,
They got to throw a male in there. We've had what, 2 females? We had
well, we had Charlie and Sierra first,
Sierra,
right? And
yep,
then we had Amaya and Hannah. So yeah, I
and
feel
Hannah,
like
yeah.
we're due for
And then
some.
we had the one, we just had Charlie, who's dreadfully boring in my opinion.
I am glad he paired off with Hannah. They're cute. Do your thing. They're smitten. Like perfect. Go.
Yeah, they
Like
seem like the young couple, like the young kind of, couple where it's like kid fun, where it's not,
yeah,
I hate saying kid, but like you're like 23, you're a kid still.
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you
They're
you just
young.
are
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But
so I'm
yeah,
like, you guys just have your fun.
they're good. You're moving on. Yeah, that's what I was like. I didn't have any notes about Hannah and Charlie other than smitten. I was like, they're
Yeah.
doing their
Although it
thing.
was funny, who said it when they said who's likely to cheat
Yeah,
off the
Hannah. I don't
island?
remember who said that, but I was like,
I know. I was like, where'd you get that from? That was so wild. I was like, whoa, like, she's so new too. I'm like, she seems so nice. Like, not like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? There's like, doesn't seem like she's like a
I have
player or
notes.
anything.
We'll talk when we get there. I have notes about that. But yeah, it was like, whew, that game. But you want to talk about Nick and Sierra after that
Yeah,
couple?
that's an interesting one. I think I really don't want to say she messed up by being like letting the fact that he didn't say that he had hooked up with Bella A in Soul Ties. I feel like that was, I don't think he was going to tell her because he
Well,
was kind
yeah,
of like,
he
I was
kept
going
going.
back
He's
and
like,
forth with it.
I don't know. I was like, should I not? But I felt like she was also really mature about it because she was just like, I understand there was a lot going on because he, in a sense, whoever he picked, the other girl was going to go home. That's a big
Yeah,
decision for him.
it
So
is a
she's
big
like,
decision.
I
Absolutely.
understand, like, there's a lot going on and maybe slipped your mind. I think she let him off a little too easy because
Oh,
the
absolutely.
fact that, especially because he was like, oh, I don't know if I was and I wasn't, I wasn't. So like he thought about it. He thought that he should
Well, and
tell her.
she's so down for him. That's what I don't like. It's like, you were kind of, Charlie was told, I mean, not Charlie, I'm sorry, Nick was toting the line and, with both of them, and they were both into him. And it was just like, but you were kissing one and then you kissed the other one right after. That's where I lost it. I was like,
Yeah. Olandria with a T. I was like, oh, oh.
I know. I love her. She was so on it. Like,
She's like, I didn't know.
she's like, why? I thought you knew. Oops. Like,
No, you
whoopsies.
didn't.
Like,
She knew. She knew he didn't. Oh, but
I mean, I like them, but I do think, I think Nick's going to pick someone else. Because he
I think he's
already, when
gonna.
they did the pie thing, he liked the Maya kiss. And I was like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
he was like, oh, I think I like that a little bit too, more than I thought I would. And
I
it was
don't
like,
feel like
what do you
he
mean?
went like hard on her. I feel like
No.
if somebody came along, he'd be quick. Not I don't say quick to jump ship. I feel like he wouldn't have a problem exploring
Oh, yeah, he
whoever came
totally
along.
entertained someone else.
Yeah, which is kind of sucks. I feel like Sierra is like so mature about a lot of this, like understanding of
She is. I like her. I like her a lot.
she just like understands the process and what's going on and that these guys need to figure things out within this. And it's only been days or like, I don't know. I was just like, I'm always impressed when she reconciles
She's
things
very
and
realistic about the situation. Like,
yeah,
for sure. She's not overly emotional, which is awesome because I do think in this show you need somebody that's not going to just add fuel to the fire.
yeah,
You need someone that's a little bit more rational versus somebody that's more emotional. And it's like, no, 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 you got to like get in his face about it. It's like, no, not really. You don't really need to do that. It's not that deep.
yeah. He's so quiet too about things. I mean, he's not quiet. He definitely talks with everybody, but like he just is not like out there with his relational drama like the rest of them are. At least not
Yeah,
that I've
he's
noticed.
definitely more laid back. He's not so, he doesn't have as many issues as Ace. That's for somebody that was picking like multiple people, you definitely there was
Yeah.
no animosity on their end, and so he did it. He actually did it correctly, even though it seemed kind of messy. So for that, I respect because I feel like he was genuinely torn.
Yeah. And I know he felt bad.
I
He
saw,
felt bad because he even came and
yeah,
talked to Bella after. He was just like, I'm really sorry, that it had to be this way. She's like, you made it this way. But like, I don't think they would have, I don't think they were a good match over, like, I think Sierra was the better match for him than Bella.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think
I
even he was,
love Bella. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Sierra was definitely the better match on that end.
yeah. So I don't think he made it. I don't think he made a mistake. I know he felt bad, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, given that situation, I think anyone's going to feel bad, especially when you send someone home. He sent her home, like
Yeah.
that was never going to
That's
feel
hard.
good. Oh yeah,
That's hard. Like, that's a
I
hard choice. You're like, whoever I pick, because it's like most of these guys, it's like if they have two, usually if they have two,
yeah,
someone else is gonna pick them. They're gonna hang around. Like, I could still kind
yeah.
of feel it out, but it was just like, nope, that was, and the way they set it all up too, like to have him pick last, so it was just like down to
I
his
love when
two.
they do that. It's so
I
great, and
I
I
thought
know they did it on
that
purpose.
Austin would have picked her because he was kind of um after her a little bit in the beginning. I think she was his pick, so I think what I thought was going to happen was the Ace would pick Shelly and then Austin would pick Bella, but then he started, did he kiss Amaya?
Did he kiss her? Oh, yeah, he did. Yes, I
Did
do
he?
think they kissed. Yeah,
Were
I
they
do
like
think they
exclusive
kissed.
or something?
Yeah,
Or
they
he
were
was
talk.
he didn't tell
Yeah, they were
anybody about it.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't tell anyone about it, but yes, they did kiss. I do remember that. They had like a
So I
private
thought like
conversation, and
then I was like certain he would pick Bella if Nick didn't, or if Shelly got taken away. But then yeah, that threw me off completely. I was like, all right, this is
yeah,
not
their picks. I was like, what's happening? Like I was so confused. Other than obviously Huda and Jeremiah, but everyone else, I was just like, okay, this is you guys are switching it up. Why? Let's go. Like I was
yeah.
not expecting this. Okay.
Okay, all right. You want to talk about Huda and Jeremiah?
Oh, where to begin with them? Honestly, they give off. I've been with you longer than 8 days. Like that's definitely the vibe that they give.
Or 2
Give
days,
off.
even 2 days, like, they were, like, immediately, but this last episode to last night's episode 8, things got a little weird with
Oh
Jeremiah,
yeah.
and but and I'm wondering if there's things we're not seeing because at their date, they were talking about, like, the after, and then they were saying, or Jeremiah was saying, "I would definitely love to, like, once our leases are up, we could live in the same city, and then we kinda explore being near each other, and then if it works out,
Yeah.
maybe we can move in or not." And then she comes back later and tells all the girls that he said, "I want us to move in together right away," which is not what he said. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
things
you
are
know what's
being
I don't want to say this because I feel like because I think Hood is a nice girl, but did you catch? So when she was talking to the girls like last night, I mean this last night's episode, and she said, "I was gonna pick you, but I didn't want to pie you in the face." She said that to Amaya, and then when she
and then she
talked to
told
Ace,
Ace that
yeah,
she didn't wanna
I
kiss
didn't.
Amaya. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I would rather kiss you than Amaya," and I was like, "What a girl!
Yeah.
What are you doing?" But
Yeah.
then I feel like sometimes she uses the fact that she has a child to say that she's mature, which, yes, I understand in some ways you can be mature when you have a kid when you're young, but that doesn't make you mature. Like you either grow up or you don't. And she definitely has childlike tendencies. She's 23. Like
Yeah.
you're still going through life trying to figure everything out. And
Or as Austin
I can
says, her prefrontal cortex isn't developed.
I know
Yeah.
Austin makes me laugh, honest. He makes me laugh all the time. Some of the stuff is like so out of
Like,
pocket.
keep him on just for the comedy because he says stuff. I'm like,
Yes,
what?
please.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I feel like she does use that, like I'm so mature and I'm so this, I'm so that, and it's like, I hate saying it, but working and having a 2-bedroom apartment for your daughter is something you should do as a parent. Like, you're that's normal things that you do when you have a child. Like, you have to take care of them. And I just feel like, I also feel like that's a lot for Jeremiah. Like, I thought that when she told him that, he was gonna kind of reel back a little bit. I was waiting for it to happen, and then I do agree with you. I think that we're not seeing some things because the guys saying that they think that she is like fake sometimes,
Mhm.
and then like, but then she likes him. So I'm like, most of the episodes I've seen, she's so into him.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what we're not seeing in the
But
background of
that's
some
what
of
I
this
mean. Like,
stuff.
and she's saying things to the girls, and then like we're seeing one thing and she's saying other things, which that could be her own mind twisting it up, and that's the whole
Yeah.
point of being. But like what they were saying, and now with Jeremiah, all of a sudden, it's just like this. He just flipped a switch all of a sudden at the end of that.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was
That was
childish. Let me
the
tell you.
Yeah, when she came
I'm
up to
good.
him,
I'm good.
yeah, like I hate,
Thumbs
first
up.
of all, I hate thumbs up. And then it's like he gave her a dude handshake. Like,
Yeah, because she went in to get a hug, and he like cut her off and like shook her
I
hand.
was like, what are you doing? He's like,
Yeah, I don't
he's
know.
like, I'm not gonna hold you the same way every time. But you have held her the same way every time. And so when you throw a wrench in, you're just giving her like so
Something happened.
weird.
Either like they're saying either they got in his head, or that my other thought is because it seems like if to remember, like these are days apart. So when did she tell him about her daughter? Like 2 days ago. So maybe things are kind of starting to sink in, and especially after
Yeah,
that date. I'm sure there was other conversations that were had that we didn't get to see in editing, but it's like
yeah.
you have to wonder if he's starting to be like, oh, this is like she's in like a family type of life, and I'm still in my however old he is,
I'm young. He's 23.
23-year-old type of life, not ready to
Yeah,
like lock in and be a stepdad or a dad. And I think maybe he's like, he can't talk to any of the guys about it. None of the guys know that she has a kid, which is the whole
yeah. I
point.
don't think that's okay. I
He's like,
really
can you
think
please tell Nick so I can like feedback with him? But now she's like, I don't know if I
yeah.
want to tell him anything.
I don't like the fact that she's not saying that she has a kid. It just makes it seem like she's hiding. Like, sure, I get maybe not like announcing it the first episode. Sure, that's fine. But to not say anything is crazy to me because you would tell your friend, like, in a normal in a normal interaction, you're gonna be calling your friend going, she has a kid, bro. Like,
Right?
that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh, she has a kid, and the dude's probably gonna say, no. Nothing wrong with single moms. I'm a single
No.
mom. But
You gotta
that's such
like,
a responsibility.
it's like you're either with it, like what was Alandria saying? He was like, she's like, was it Alandria?
Yeah. Uh
Yeah.
yes, it was Alandria, yeah.
She's like, you're either gonna be, you gotta be all in or you gotta be all out. Like when it comes to
Yep.
she's you got you, and I think he's starting to realize what that entails. And I kind of feel bad for her because she's kind of like, I don't understand what's going on. But it's like, gotta let the guy be. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think he's just processing. And I think
I think
I
he
think it'll be interesting to see when a bombshell comes in if he decides to entertain a new bombshell, or if he just
yeah.
decides, I don't know. Because he's like, I'm all in,
I
I'm all you. Oh, what did he say? I wrote it down. He was like, I'm all in, I'm all you till the end, till I'm not, or
Oh, I
something like
know that
that.
conversation was so weird.
Oh, I didn't write it
I
down.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, we're ride or
We're
die
all
until we're
until
not.
unless
And
we're
I was like, what does
not.
that mean? I was like, till another bombshell comes in.
I was thinking like, what does that mean? That means until I find something that's better than you.
Usually it's
It's like
like,
thinking automatically what my brain went to.
you're in. Like most, I'm not gonna tell my husband, yeah, I'm all in until I'm not, and then it's like,
Yeah, I know, right? That's
no, you're in or you're not. Yeah. So I don't think I really think, I think he likes her. I don't think he likes all the I don't want to call it baggage. It's such a negative connotation, but I don't think he likes all that comes with her. I
Yes.
think he's kind of starting to figure that out, and I think he's panicking a little, or he's just trying to save face and get to the end. Like I was saying, he's trying to like get to the end to
Yeah.
fight
Joe,
because he's
that's so
like, we got
crazy
to get
that
to
you
that
literally
million
said
dollars.
that.
He did, right? The $1 million is a million or whatever.
No, that you said that a few days ago, and then who was it that picked him for the pie and said, "Who do you think is gonna fake it until the end?" And I was like, "Oh my
Did
God,
they say
Melissa,
Jeremiah?
you just
Yeah,
yeah." Then she said Jeremiah. I
yeah,
was like,
Jeremiah.
"Oh
Yeah,
my God."
yeah. The pie. Oh gosh. Oh yes, the
She was
flicker
like,
of the pie
"Wow,
maiden.
that's crazy."
Right? Some of those, I was like, some of those questions could have been. I think towards the end of the game, they were kind of starting to be like, "Who do I want to
Oh,
pie
they were
over?"
mean.
Yes, but
Oh,
some
they're
of
mean. The
those
producers were
questions
like,
were well, and that got to what
producers
got
were
on
like,
my
"Here you
he's
go."
trying too hard, trying too hard.
What other one? She got picked for another one too.
Oh man. Yeah, there was like what
Uh,
the questions are like what islander is here for clout over love. They said ace, which I was kind of like
Ace.
that was probably on the nose. And then the which
Yeah,
islander is most likely to fake a relationship to make it to the final. And then Jeremiah I was
Jeremiah. I was like, "Ooh, Jeremiah." I was like, "Ouch."
and I
They
guess
all see
Ace was
it.
making comments the whole time because Huda brought it up. She's like, "You're making comments over there." Or no. I misspoke. It's the other way around. Huda was making
Yeah, it was
comments.
the other way around.
Never
I
mind.
don't know. Ace, why are you gonna act like you're offended by what someone else is
Ugh.
saying? Like, oh my God. Like, oh, he's
He and
young
then
too, I think.
and then Amaya with the Tay Tay. What do you mean by I'm trying too hard? I don't understand. What do you mean I'm trying too hard? But then she came back around and goes, "Yeah, I was trying too hard to stay with
I
Ace." It's
I
like, but you
liked
did
how
do
he
it
handled
anyways.
that. Yeah, I liked how Taylor handled that. That was class. Like he just gave it to her like how it was, and that was like respect because I mean he could have easily kind of like dodged the question a little bit, like, "What do you mean? Like, I don't, it's just a game, blah blah." But he's like, "No, you were doing too much with Ace. Like you cared too much." Essentially, he was just telling her what was up, which I like. That's some of the guys this season. I will say, except like some past seasons, the dudes were definitely they were trying too hard. Like they were
Yes.
definitely trying too hard. The dudes this season, a lot of them are real. Like,
Well,
some of them are a little like,
I feel like Austin from the beginning tried a little too hard. Like he was trying too hard to be like the cool guy and like
yes.
I sent all these. Well, I mean that came out in the game, but I sent all these nudes and like. But I feel like he's getting comfortable, and he's like his other side's coming out. And the more that I get to know that other side of him, I'm like, that makes sense to me. Like that
Yeah, he's
personality
goofy to
matches
me.
everything. Yeah,
He's
he's.
goofy to me. He did
I don't
not give
mind him
off
being
I'm
around.
cool
Well,
player vibes.
outside choices aside, in the show, I don't mind him hanging around.
Yeah, I don't mind him hanging around either. I think he's funny. That the when he was in the sauna with Charlie, I was just like, first off, I was like, why are they in a sauna? That threw me off.
Oh yeah,
I was like, isn't it? Aren't they on a tropical?
dry air. I don't know. Maybe I guess as opposed to humid air.
Yeah, I guess so. And I just remember him talking when he was talking in there, and he's like, "Oh, Maya's doing too much," and he's so expressive too. That's what makes him so goofy.
And he
So
gets
I love
so
it.
mad
Like,
when Ace pulls Shelly. He gets
I
he like spirals. He's just like, man, I don't want to be part of this triangle anymore. Like, if you want to get with her, get with her. Which I completely agree. I think it was baloney
yep.
that he didn't pick Shelly and he's playing this game and other people are getting hurt, for lack of a better term.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shelly and Ace's kiss. My God, like
Dude, yeah. Don't touch him
who
now.
did Jeremiah did you a kiss like that? Like your whole leg was up on him. Like you were. I mean, it was all the
Yeah.
things. I was like, oh,
For
you guys,
Austin.
you
I feel
need
bad
to
for
figure
him.
that. I know.
I hope somebody comes along for him. Because I feel like
I know.
I don't know that Shelly's into him. Honestly, I don't think she's I don't know. I don't think she's into Ace either. Honestly, I think she's just Ace is convenient.
I
But
think Ace is comfortable because she already like has that rapport with him.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
this last episode when she was like, I want to know Ace because I feel like you're just oh, I'm, Mr. Suave, which I will say, like, recently, the person that I've been talking to is the same way. He's very, like, he's very sarcastic, but he's very just chill and very, very calm. And I think sometimes some of the guys in the villa are so loud that when someone is just like chilling, and Ace isn't loud at all. Even like if he's upset, he's not loud whatsoever. He's very laid back. He's very like doesn't seem very aggressive. So to me, I can understand how that would come off as like I'm trying to be cool guy. I just think he's just calm.
Yeah.
He's just calm, and it's just coming off because he does talk to a lot of people. That's where I get confused with Ace because
I think he
watching
watches.
that watching that conversation that he had with Amaya, I was like, ooh, that's giving off like really bad vibes. But then this last one where he was kind of like, it seemed like he was hurt by getting some of the questions and getting pied. And I was like, okay, so who are like maybe open up a little bit and not just be so observant of everybody because
Yeah.
I'm very confused about you. I don't know if you're, not cool, like not a good dude and you need to get off the show, or like you just need somebody who matches your vibe a little bit and who can maybe understand you better than some of these other girls in here.
Yeah. And I feel like Shelly's kind of like that. She's been very like reserved and watching, like just compared to like a Maya who's in your face, or even
God,
Hannah's
she's
kind
so
of
loud.
quiet. But yeah, I'm curious to see how things go on. But you want to
Oh, we
talk
didn't even
about?
finish Hood and Jeremiah, huh?
Oh, we did. Did we not? Oh, that's right.
I
No,
guess
because we kind of talked
we,
about that briefly, about that little argument at the end there.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Thursday because I think if it's a guy girl bombshell, that's where I think we're maybe going to see some heads turn. I'm really, really interested to see what happens between the two of them because I don't know. I think he is processing, and I don't blame him for wanting to slide. I do think, I don't know, I think it was Nick who said, was it Nick who said that she seems like dominant? I definitely think
Yeah.
she seems more of like a dominant
He
type
was
of
saying
person.
he was saying that like she talks to me like I'm a kid, like good job or
Yeah.
way to
Yeah,
go.
I have seen her do that a little bit. I didn't even realize it myself. And then I was thinking about if I do that to people, and I'm like, yeah, I don't do that to people. So
And
I don't know if,
maybe,
right? Like as a mom, like I don't
well, maybe
go
I do
up
it to my.
to.
I don't know, but
I think it depends on what you're doing. Maybe like it flips out, but saying like, you know, oh, you did so well, and I can understand how things kind of come off condescending a little bit, like you are talking to a child, but I don't think she means to come off that way. I think that's genuinely how she talks because I
she's
feel
just
like
trying
I've
to hype
heard
him
her.
up, but it just comes off. Yeah,
Yeah, it comes off as rude. It comes off as like,
and I feel like that's just a conversation. Like, if all he has to do is tell her that, be like, listen, like the way you approach this, it makes me feel this way. Like that's a natural conversation to have, but they'll never have those conversations, and it'll just build this resentment, and then he's just gonna be like,
oh, I know. Well, yeah,
I'm out.
he'll just when he doesn't want
God,
to. I'll never get
his
over
thumbs
the
up.
double.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
I'm
mean.
good.
He has.
I'm good. I was like, no, you're not. No,
You're not
you're
good. That's
not.
like when people go, if she says she's fine, she's not fine. That was like the
Yeah.
epitome of that. Like, you are not
And it
okay,
wasn't
dude.
even the thumbs up. It was that she was standing there. She chose to hug him. He pushed her hand away and then shook it. And you're like,
Yeah, that
and then
was
she's
such
like,
a
are you?
weird. How did you expect her to react?
I'm gonna try that. Thumbs up.
I know,
Yeah.
like, I swear, I could just see someone being like, why did you just do that to me? Like,
Well, like she was saying, like whenever I stand up next to you like that, how do you hold me? He's like, I'm not gonna hold you the same time every time. And it's like you're just trying to prove a point that
well, exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
That you were being weird. That you were being awkward.
yeah. So he'll just twist all his little hairs until he finds another girl. And she's
God, that annoys the crap out of me.
One by one, he twists them. Boop, boop, boop.
I know,
But
and I get it. Like I have ADHD, and I do like the stem touching where like I'll touch my eyebrow, like, but he kept twisting the hair, and I wanted to put his hand.
I know.
Stop twisting your hair, please.
Feel
Stop
bad.
twisting
I
it.
know. It's like if it's that's his thing, so that's okay. It can be. But you want to move on to Olandria and Taylor. Tay Tay. I don't know how I
I
feel.
love Alandria. Taylor's boring.
I don't think he's into her. I think it's just a classic. He's just not that into you. I think he's just there. It's just convenient. But he's just like, there's no, he said to a couple guys that there's no physical attraction, which goes to show because I did not realize that they hadn't kissed until that first peck.
Yeah,
That was their first kiss. I was like,
I didn't
wait, back
either.
up. That was your first kiss? And it was like a peck. And then she's like, you can make some moves, like hold my hand. I was like, what are we
I was so
doing?
thrown off, but I know. I feel like we're going like back in time a little bit. Like, are you
I just
guys
don't
on
think
Love
he likes
Island?
her. And I don't think you can blame it on the I don't think you could blame it on the country boy from Oklahoma. I don't think some of it, sure. I was trying to think, here in Texas, some of it I could see being his respectful self. However, big however, he's on Love Island and he hasn't held
Yeah,
her hand. They're sharing a bed and he hasn't touched her, like kissed, nothing. Like,
the kissing throws me off. Like, I have to kiss you. Like, if you don't kiss well, that's a huge problem. Like, there's no
maybe he
chemistry
saw
then.
her
Like,
tongue coming at him and he was like, ugh.
I mean, maybe, but that could be a part of why there's no attraction. Like,
I don't think he's told all the guys there's no physical attraction. And she's like begging him basically, like, you can move,
yeah, I
we
don't know what
can.
she's begging him for. He will beg me to touch my hand. Like, what is that gonna do? Like, do something.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm
I just
not.
I don't know how to read him
Go ahead.
either. He's so shy.
No, I don't know how to read him either. He. That's what I'm saying. Some of these guys, I just don't know. They definitely hit a home run with the cast this season
Yeah, it's
because
like so up in the air with everything. It's like I could swear they're gonna pick who they're gonna pick, and they pick way out of left field, and then or like I
yeah,
don't know.
all the previous seasons, you could kind of tell like who was going for who would jump ship really easily. Um, that was totally easy. This time around, I keep getting shocked by every episode. I'm like, whoa, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, Amaya going off on Shelly. I was like, that was out of
Oh
nowhere.
my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I was like, write this down. It's like I feel like she was mad at like back to the whole like trying to get her point across. I feel like she was mad with Ace. She was trying to get her point across to Ace. He wasn't listening. And the next best thing that she could chime into was Shelly, which I think was completely uncalled for. The fact that Ace
Yep.
could hear the whole conversation down below,
Oh,
I was like, oh, shit. He's like, I'm
so
listening.
he's
He's
like,
down
what
there.
is like happening?
And none of it, I was like, what are we even arguing about? Because none of what she was saying made sense because Shelly's never been quiet about everything.
Nope.
And I don't know why she's acting like she didn't know Shelly and Ace had anything going on because I'm pretty sure the bombshells can see what's going on behind the
Oh,
scenes.
that's what I wanted to bring up. Are they showing the bombshells behind the scenes right now? Because for
I'm
some reason,
like 75%
usually
sure.
they do.
Yeah.
Usually they've always showed behind the scenes, but for some reason, some of the way that especially Amaya's been acting, I'm like, are they? Because you shouldn't be surprised by their connection at all. Like
That's what I was like,
day
I'm
one,
pretty like what makes me think that they are is because when Charlie and Sierra came in and they did that blind kiss challenge and Charlie kissed Bella on the cheek. Why would he do that if he didn't know that she was like no kissing?
oh, you're right, you're right.
So
You are
I
right about
think
that.
they're watching. And I think the reason that they come in and they pick the people that they do is because they're supposed to come in and be a bombshell and like
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Jeremiah to be my home run kiss because that's gonna really piss off a bunch of
God,
people.
that kiss was so awkward.
Well, he's like so stiff. Like, kudos to him, man. He's really playing this game with her. But
I
that's why
know that kiss
I'm so
was
shocked.
so weird.
Well, he kissed on the cheek.
Yeah,
I
he
think or pie.
no,
Whatever it
they
was.
didn't even kiss on. They kissed on the kiss on the lips, and Huda was like, "Oh, you guys could have made out," and I'm like,
Yeah, you guys
"Yeah, if
could
they
have
would have
done
made out,
that. Right.
you would have been crying." Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
But yeah, that's why I'm surprised that Landria. I just wrote down Alandria, so I read it. That's why I'm surprised that Amaya doesn't realize that Shelly and Ace had anything going on. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure that they know what's going on, or maybe she thought they didn't because he picked her, and so she was kind of like, he picked me. Why are you guys still doing what you're doing? Because he could have picked you.
Yeah, yeah, I think it could have gone either way. Um, I just think she was so. I think had he not had that conversation with her right after the recoupling, I don't think that argument would have happened in the morning. I think
No,
there would have been a conversation, and she would have been like, "Okay,"
I understand.
or if he would have explained it maybe a little bit better. It came off so dry
Yeah,
that I think it just was like it rubbed her the wrong way, which is fine. You know, we're all entitled to our feelings, and not everyone's going to say things how we want them to be said. But at the same time, like you are on an island with these people, and you got to kind of figure out a better way to communicate than you're used to. Because if someone is going to take what you say the wrong way, then maybe you should be like, uh, first, I apologize for how I said it, and then
right.
re-say what you said, but make it known, like, yeah, okay, I get that. I did that incorrectly. That was my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what's like hard about this is everything is so fast paced and you're trying to get to know people, not even in a romantic setting, but even just in a friendship setting, you're trying to get to know people and how they communicate so fast in such a
Yeah.
weird situation. So it's like easy for people to get offended, which is the whole point, because then we have drama and we wouldn't have a show.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That's what I love. But I also think too, like, it is only like 8 days, but they are with each other 24 hours a day. So I do feel like it is a little bit accelerated. But if dude's saying like "I love you" feelings, that's a red flag because you can't fall in love with someone in a week. That's a little, that's a little bit much. Um, but they are with each like with, and obviously we're only seeing an hour of 24-hour period
Yeah.
put together. So I do feel like there are certain conversations that go on that we don't really see, because some of the way that Amaya acted made me think like, am I missing something a little bit? Like she was so mad, but Shelly looked so surprised, like, I didn't say anything you didn't know. You know what I mean? So it's just, that's where
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know. Some of it I don't know how to take, because I'm like, what aren't we seeing in the background? It's
Well, we
kind of
only
like the
get
thing.
snippets, so
Yeah,
there's
it's,
conversations that could have been had that we don't see just for editing and you know
yeah.
drama purposes. But I'm really stuck on the fact that she didn't know, or and maybe we're misinterpreting it that she did know about Ace and Shelly. It's
I
just
think you might
so
be right. I think when she thought the Ace picked her, I think she thought like, okay, that's it. Like,
yeah.
you don't want Shelly anymore. You want me. And that was just not the case. And I think that's what pissed her off.
Yeah,
Like,
because if you think about the events, like Ace picked her, and then he had that conversation with her and said, "Don't touch me. I'm a slow burner." Then they went to bed, and right before bed, he hugged Shelly,
fuck
and
Shelly.
then she she's like, "Are you gonna hug me?" And he said, "Respectfully, no."
No.
So if you think about that, and then it's like the next morning, he's trying to make that yoga date for Shelly on
Yeah.
like in the right thing in the morning instead of it's just like I kind of understand now as I'm saying it, it's like all kind of making sense. Like I think she knew. I think like like we were saying, I think when she got
Yeah.
picked, it was like that was supposed to be the end, and it wasn't. I just don't think she needed to
Ace
be
is
mad at
doing too
Shelly.
much. Ace
Yeah,
is doing. No, she didn't need to be mad. She needed to be mad. Her anger needed to be directed at Ace only,
but
and
he was
that
doing it.
conversation should have been. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. That.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not hearing what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. That was so great. I was like, oh my god. I was like, just end, please. You guys aren't good together. Just
Yeah.
end. Like,
Well, they did it. They're like, you know what? You go do you. I'm gonna go do me. And I think they just, I like, they have to share a bed, right?
yep. Yeah, they have to share a bed. Well, I know. I mean, they
He wants
could
to
go
sleep
sleep
in full
outside.
size. Yeah,
They could sleep out
because
if they
that's what
want.
Kayla did
Usually
last
that's what
season, right?
happens till later.
Because I wondered about that because before before Hannah and Charlie paired off, Hannah was sleeping like on the foot of his bed, like on that little
Yeah.
cot at the foot of his bed. I don't know if it's the foot of his bed, but it was pretty close to his bed. And I was like, why can't she just sleep with him? But I wonder if they have like specific rules, like you have to
I
sleep with
think
your
they do.
couple or not with your, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think they
awkward.
do. I think the only time that I've ever seen them break it is like when they're way later on, like they're hitting like 20s, 30s episodes, and they're at Costa More and stuff. Then and they're not sleeping with the dude in the bed.
Yeah,
That I think they have some leniency because obviously like you've been with your couple for a really long time at that
right.
point. But these first two, they can't be doing that. That's so ridiculous.
It's probably why the others to go sleep in soul ties because they have to
Yeah.
sleep somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. I'd be in that bed, be like, oops, sorry, I'm a kicker. Oh, did that hurt? Let me get a little higher. You want to go sleep somewhere else? Sorry, did I
Oh,
touch you,
so
babe?
so Alandria and Taylor. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't think they're the one for each other. They're giving out very awkward
She was all gung ho
vibes.
because he was a cowboy, and then now I think she still likes him, but I don't think I think he's got the ick, honestly.
Yeah, I do too. I don't blame him though. Like the fact that you didn't kiss, like that's crazy to me. Like
Well, I think it's
the
on
whole
him.
you
He
did.
was just like, I'm here, like come give me
Yeah,
attention. And
that
he
was
was
just
like,
weird. All of that. Yeah, you're right. He's just not into her because
he's not.
you easily a kiss should have happened and it didn't.
And
So
it's just like they've kissed inside challenges, but that kiss that they had, that peck, was the first kiss outside of challenges. So it's like you guys
oh
have
yeah,
made
that's
out,
right. That's right.
but not, yeah. So
But not like outside of a
I
challenge.
don't
Yeah,
know.
that's weird.
I feel like if they made out in a challenge, what's the harm? That something, either the kiss, what he wasn't feeling the kiss, he wasn't feeling her, because it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely weird. Well, that one will be interesting.
I mean, I feel like all of them, like so far, I don't feel like besides Hannah and Charlie, like I don't think anybody really is. I'd be curious to see how it goes with all of them.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be an interesting season,
Yeah.
to say the least. Everyone's been pretty fascinating this far.
I feel like True
And
Colors are
so,
coming out. So
yeah, True Colors definitely coming out. Well, we're going to start to actually see like now that they've been around each other for like a week, 24/7,
yeah.
we're going to start to see some like a little bit more realness versus, trying to put on like a little bit of a front, which I understand. Like, this is new. You want to, put your best foot forward, which is obvious. You're on a, dating show, but at the same time, it's like I can't wait for it to get interesting.
Well, we got bombshells coming, so we'll see what
I know. I'm
happens. I
excited
mean,
for the bombshells.
it's a
I
matter
hope
of
it's a
how
guy and
many.
a girl.
That'd be cool. 2 guys.
I want a guy. I feel like they do
We're
so
gonna
many
have to get a
girls,
guy.
and then
We need a guy. We haven't had. So who picked? Yeah, it's gonna have to be 2 guys because the guys picked at the last coupling.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
girls are gonna
This
pick at the next
recoupling.
coupling. So I
Yep,
feel
on
like it's
Sunday,
gonna be
right?
guys. Because if you bring a guy and a girl in, it evens it out. I mean, yeah. Because if you bring a guy and a girl in, couples are even right now. So nobody would
Well,
be odd
usually
man
they always have to dump somebody, so it should be 2 guys.
out.
It should
And
be.
aren't we gonna vote on something?
Yeah, I think we get to vote for our favorite Islanders.
So I wonder if it's going to be one of those like, here's the two couples you have to pick one, a guy and a girl to go. Remember when they split them up like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we're going to do. Who knows? Everything's up in the air.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, this is gonna get really interesting here. It's already it started to ramp up. At first I was like, is this gonna be like boring? But now we're getting like the good stuff. Now it's getting juicy.
Oh yeah. The fact that we didn't have a bombshell for how many weeks or how many days, and we've still had enough to talk about, enough drama. So
Oh, I know. Well, I mean everyone too, like from Austin to Jeremiah did an entire like 360. I'm like, who
yeah.
are you? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that'll be be fun. Be fun. I'm excited to see where it goes. Are you gonna watch the new show about season 6? In what is it?
Oh
Love in New York or something? I totally could have made that
no,
up.
is you're talking about
Season
the
6.
After the Villa?
No, there's a new show with the season 6 cast
Is there?
coming out.
Yeah, I thought that was called After the Villa. It was
Oh,
like
was it
Love Island
After the
after.
Villa?
Yeah, I think it's Love Island After the Villa, and it has like Miguel and Leah, um, and Taylor.
Oh yeah, Beyond the Villa.
Oh, Beyond the Villa. There we go. Beyond the
Yeah,
Villa.
it has like
So
it
something the
looks like
Villa.
the whole. It's got like all of them. Janae,
Yeah, almost. I
Kenny,
think the only one that's not there is
Nicole.
Rob.
Oh
It's Rob.
yeah, well, and what's her face? The blonde chick. The one that the one that live and then let go and caused the whole rift in the matrix.
Oh, why am I blanking on her?
The one that Rob was all gung ho about her, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just don't. I can't
can't remember her name.
picture her for some reason.
I feel like whoever's
Yeah,
listening,
I cannot.
it's so and so.
I know. Um,
I
yeah,
didn't see her.
I,
It's
I'm
not like
definitely
Leah
gonna watch it because
Miguel, Kayla and
I love
Aaron.
Leah Miguel.
It's like that's gonna be
That
something. I know.
that
And
looks
then
interesting.
Kenny and Janae were definitely there. Nicole and oh my gosh. I can't remember their
It's hard
names.
remembering some of the old names because
Serena and
there's so
Cordell.
many. Oh, Cordell.
And hold on. Never mind. Take it too long. But yeah, I think that'll be interesting. I definitely want to watch it. I definitely want to check it out. Maybe we could talk about it. We'll see how time
Yeah,
plays.
no, I have to watch it because I think it's gonna be very interesting to see some of the couples. I think more so than the others, but because Leah and Miguel are like all over, social media and stuff. But I loved them. I loved when they got together. But
Yeah.
some of the other ones and stuff, I'm like,
Well,
this
it
is
was
gonna
like
be interesting because we never got to see the villa.
the fact that Kayla and Aaron are going to be on
Or
there together. Yeah. And there's like that whole preview snippet where she's like, you haven't had sex since we've had sex, which is wild to me. Sorry. Either he's
him
full of
saying
it,
yes, I
full of
was
it,
like, bro,
or
you are a stoical liar.
he says, no, there's no way. There's no way. No way. There's no way.
He shook
But
his head too, like, sir, be for real right now. Like, please be for right now. You did not have sex that you last had sex with her. Stop it. Look at your little boy haircut. Like, please,
he's
just
trying
please.
to make her feel some type of way because he just
Anger. I think that's what he was going for.
So that would be cool to see. I want to see that. I want to see how that plays out. But yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'm excited for this season and for that too. I think both are going to be really good.
yeah, I definitely want to watch that. So
We gave her a mic from reality teacher's spilling the tea. Seriously, like, what the fudge? She's got no credentials, she doesn't even go to this school. Is no one seriously gonna take it away from her? Oh my god, no. Just gotta sit here and pretend that this normal. I guess this is just the end of the Who Gave